A lot of the times people ask me, what do I think the most difficult language is to learn? And honestly, I think English is one of the most difficult languages to learn. Of course, it depends what your native language, your mother tongue is, but English is just so weird that even for native English speakers, it's difficult to know how to pronounce certain words. Like, why is the GH in ghost G, but in though it is O? Why do we say entrepreneur and not entrepreneur? These English words are just words that we have to learn through listening and remembering, repeating, using them, practicing them. And that's why I love telling my English learners about Elsa Speak, which is an app that uses artificial intelligence to listen to you repeating the words that you hear through the app, and then gives you correction, showing you exactly where your pronunciation is a little bit off. Improve. Improve. Improve.
English.
English. English. English.
My biggest wish is to improve my English.
My biggest wish is to improve my English. My biggest wish is to improve my English. My biggest wish is to improve my English. My biggest wish is to improve my English. My biggest wish is to improve my English. It could be the sound, like maybe you say nurse as nurse, but it's actually nurse. It sounds like an E and not a U because English is weird. Or maybe it's about the syllable stress. Maybe you say animal and it's animal. Well, Elsa Speak is an awesome way to practice because it's an app you can carry around with you anywhere and use it 24/7. There's a free version that you can download by clicking on the link in the description, and they have a pro version with many more features. And through Go Natural English, through the link in the description, you can get up to 85% off the pro version of the Elsa Speak app. This is a huge discount. This is a very limited and exclusive offer that I highly recommend you take advantage of before it's too late. With Elsa Speak, you can practice your pronunciation, improve your accent. It's fun, and it can also help you prepare your English for professional situations like interviews or talking with your colleagues, because the phrases that they have in the app are really practical for everyday use at work or in your everyday life. So with Elsa Speak, you can also make study cards, you can ask questions, and it's a super useful app. Sometimes I play around with it just for fun. Obviously, I'm a native English speaker, but I'm fascinated by pronunciation and by how technology can help us to improve our pronunciation and our language learning skills. Just the other day, I went to play a video game that was a virtual reality game. So I got to put on all of this equipment and I got to be in this virtual reality where I was killing zombies, and it was crazy. And I was thinking the whole time, not necessarily about killing zombies, but about how we could apply this virtual reality to learning language. Yes, I'm a language nerd. Anyway, be sure to check out Elsa Speak. Click on the link in the description to download your free app today, and then you can decide if you want to try the pro version. And don't forget that you can get up to 85% off when you come back and use the link in this video description. So don't miss out on that. Okay, in today's video, we have a special lesson about vocabulary and how to pronounce weather-related vocabulary. These are essential words, especially good for small talk. If you're asking someone about the weather or talking about the weather, it's a great way to break the ice and start new conversations with strangers. And I know this is something that you guys can sometimes feel shy about, is how to start a conversation with anyone. Well, the weather is a great way to do that. So I'm gonna hand this over to teacher Ryan to tell you all about vocabulary that you must know to start a conversation about the weather.
Do you know what a haboob is? Haboob. If you are from an Arabic-speaking country, maybe you know what this is, although my accent is probably horrendous. But in Phoenix, where I'm from, we have haboobs every summer. These crazy storms of dust and sand. In today's English lesson, we are going to talk about various words talking about the weather, from summer to winter to fall to spring, how to talk about the temperature, different nouns and verbs, words that you can use to understand and talk fluently about the weather. And before we get started, I'll quickly tell you about the Go Natural newsletter. Every single week, we are sending you free tips on how to improve your English, listening, reading, and speaking, all in one place every single week. All you have to do is click on the description and sign up with the first link. Click on the description, click on the first link, and that's it. Free tips every single week. All right, let's learn about some weather vocabulary. I think the easiest way to organize today's words is by season. So we have 4 seasons: summer, fall, winter, and spring. And let's start with my favorite season, which is summer. Summer is wonderful because you can go to the lake, you can swim in the ocean, it's warm, the sun is shining. And I'm from Arizona, where it's almost always sunny and warm, so it makes sense that this is my favorite. So first, we'll start with some words to describe the temperature or climate in summer. First up, we have warm. Warm is just simply comfortable or nice, right? If this is neutral, then warm is a little bit above neutral on the hot side. It's okay, it's warm. It's easy. I can wear a shirt, I can wear shorts, sandals, it's warm. Sunny. Sunny simply means that the sun is shining and it's out and about. The sun is in the sky and there's no clouds and the sun is just shining. So hot, right? If we go back to the meter, we have neutral, we have warm, and then we have hot. So hot means that when you go outside, you're gonna start sweating because it's hot. Now, back to the list. Neutral, warm, hot, sweltering. So sweltering is just like, whoa, you're sweating, it's super hot outside. People actively choose to not go outside because it's so hot. And there are a couple words like this. There's also blistering. So if it's blistering, what this would come from is that it's so hot that your skin will bubble over and become damaged by the sun. It's blistering outside. It means it's super, super, super hot. In Phoenix in the summer, it's blistering. Scorching, again, it just means that it's extremely hot, right? So neutral, warm, hot, scorching, blistering, and also burning. Burning is way up there too. It just means that it's extremely super, super hot. A really good one for places near water is muggy. So muggy means a place that's really hot and humid. This is a place with a lot of moisture in the air. And when there's moisture in the air, your sweat, when you sweat, it cannot evaporate. So if your sweat's not evaporating, you're not cooling down, which makes it feel hotter than it really is. And of course, this is related to humid, and humid just means that there's moisture in the air. And when there's a lot of moisture in the air, then you cannot sweat properly. And when you can't sweat, you don't cool down. When you don't cool down, you feel hot. Finally, this is a word that you can use to describe a desert or a really hot and dry place. Arid. So for example, my home state in the valley is arid. It's dry, there's not so much rain, it's hot, it's very arid, like a desert. Now we'll quickly talk about a few nouns that are important for summer. The first one is sunshine. This is just a noun for all of the light coming from the sun. So today in Cologne, there's a lot of sunshine. Next up we have UV rays. Sometimes you'll hear UVA, UVB, but these are the ultraviolet wavelengths of light coming from the sun. And these are the ones that give you a tan or make you burn. So be careful and wear sunscreen. Now, if there are clear skies, this means that there are no clouds, right? All the clouds are gone. It's just blue and the sun. Those are clear skies. If it's really, really hot and maybe you're dehydrated and you're starting to see something in the distance, maybe like water or a pink elephant, then this is a mirage. So sometimes in desert movies or Western movies, somebody will be lost and they'll see a mirage. So a mirage is just kind of a hallucination or something that you see that's not really there. Finally, the solstice. First of all, it's a cool word, but the solstice is in the summer solstice. So the summer solstice is the longest day of the year. It has the most sunlight of any day of the year. After summer comes fall, or as some people say, autumn. So autumn and fall are the same thing. They both mean the season after summer. This is when the trees start turning different colors, red and green and orange, and the leaves start falling after a while. They fall to the ground. That's why it's called fall. Actually, I don't know if that's true. But let's start with some words to describe the temperature. And really quick on temperature, this word temperature. We don't say temperature, right? Temperature. No. The easiest way I can explain it is taking that middle sound and making it just an sound. Temperature, temperature, temperature. You could put an R sound in there. Temperature, temperature. But either way, temperature or temperature. Both of them sound natural. And as long as you don't say it slowly, you'll sound like a native speaker. Temperature. The temperature is 45 degrees today. First up is cool. So if we go back to that meter, we have normal and warm. The same distance below normal is cool. So cool and warm are like opposites. Slightly cold, slightly hot. Warm is slightly hot. Cool is slightly cold. Another good one for the fall weather is brisk. Oh, it's brisk outside. That means that it's a little bit cold. That, you know, if we go down, right, we have cool, then we have brisk. So brisk is below cool. Probably you want to wear a sweater, maybe a little jacket, and then you'll be more comfortable. You can also say fresh. Fresh has a slightly positive connotation to it. It means that it's like brisk. It's cool outside. It's probably you need a sweater or maybe some long sleeves like this. And yeah, you'll need that because it's fresh outside. So today in Cologne, it's fresh. Now we're going to talk about some words related to fall weather. And first up, we have cloudy. So cloudy is when there are clouds in the sky, obviously. So if you say cloudy, that means that there's a lot of clouds in the sky. You can also say partly cloudy. And partly cloudy means that maybe 50% of the sky has clouds. If there are clouds everywhere, it's so thick it looks like a blanket of clouds, then you can say it's overcast. When there's an overcast, it means that there's clouds everywhere and you cannot see the blue sky. Misty. So misty is when there are little droplets of water hanging in the sky, hanging in the air around you. Right? You can feel it. And it's kind of like humidity, but the mist starts to create, it's thick enough that you can't see, you start to lose vision, right? Visibility. And when this is really, really thick, when there's a lot of droplets, then this is called foggy. And foggy is when water vapor is so dense you can't really see what's going on. So if you're driving, you have to drive really slow because the fog means you can't see very far. It's very foggy. In the winter time in Germany, there's a lot of fog. In jungles and rainforests, you'll see mist and fog in certain parts of the day. Windy, pretty obvious. It just means that there's a lot of wind blowing around. And if there's a soft wind, if there's a gentle wind, then this is a breeze. So if wind is like this, breezy is nice. You like breeze. A couple of nouns for fall is the equinox. So you have the fall or the autumn equinox. The daylight is the same as the nighttime. There's as much day as there is night. That's the equinox. A gust is a sudden burst of wind. So if it's silent and all of a sudden one blast of wind comes through, then that is a gust. Now, if there are just continuous winds that are powerful and strong, then it's a gale. And a gale is when there's a lot of powerful winds coming through an area. And finally, for fall vocabulary, we have deciduous. So deciduous trees are trees that have leaves that fall off in the fall. So if a tree is deciduous, that means that the leaf is growing in the spring and stays on in the summer, turns color, and then falls down. Deciduous trees. After fall is winter. Let's talk about winter vocabulary. So first we start with a few words to describe the temperature, and we have chilly. So if something is chilly, then it's chilly. Then it's cold and you definitely need a jacket, maybe some gloves and something for your ears. It's chilly outside. You can also say frosty. If you're looking out the window and there's little ice things forming on the sides of the window, the moisture is freezing, then you can say it's frosty. Freezing is obviously when water turns, or when a liquid turns into a solid. So in Celsius, this is at 0 degrees. In Fahrenheit, this is at 32 degrees. And if it's freezing outside, then you definitely need a jacket and pants, boots. Yeah, it's really cold. It's freezing outside. And you might even start to shiver. So shivering is when you're shaking a little bit, right? It's when your body shakes and you're not controlling it. And chattering is when your jaw is on itself, when you're I cannot do it because I'm not freezing right now, but if my jaw was when your teeth, this is chattering. This also happens when you're really cold in the winter. Some of the nouns for winter. First up we have slush. Slush. So slush is a funny word, but it's when the ice on the ground starts to melt a little bit, but there's still ice in it. So it's a weird combination of liquid and ice, and it's really not nice. This is slush. It's on the ground. Now, sleet is when this type of material is falling from the sky. It's a mixture between snow and rain, and that is sleet. Snow and rain falling. It's really not nice. Very unpleasant. There's also times when there are little pieces of ice, or maybe big pieces, falling from the sky. This is called hail. Now, hail can be very destructive. It can destroy your cars or whatever. So hail is when the rain turns into ice before it hits the ground. This is really bad. We also have flurries. So a flurry is like a gust. So, right, we learned gust, which is a blast of wind. So a flurry is like a gust of wind, but with snow. So you'll find flurries in the winter, right? There's just a blast of snow come flying through as a flurry. Now, if there is a lot of snow and it's coming down and it's really thick and it's hard to see, then that is a snowstorm. This is when there's a lot of snow falling, it's hard to drive, it's hard to do anything, and the snow is piling and piling up. And another word for this is a blizzard. Blizzard. It's a really cool word, and it's basically just a snowstorm. It means there's a lot of heavy snow falling, and can be dangerous. Finally, for winter, we have wind chill. So of course, wind chill can be used any time of the year, because even though it might be 40 degrees outside, with the wind chill, because the wind makes it feel colder, then the wind chill can be 32. So the wind chill is what it feels like, not what it actually is. So when the wind is blowing hard, it makes it feel cooler. Finally, we have spring. This is when the plants start to grow again, the animals come out of their dens, things start to come back to life, and it's really nice. So one of the words that you can use to describe spring temperature is pleasant. It's very pleasant outside. The temperature is pleasant. And this means nice and peaceful and happy. It's very good. You love pleasant weather. And some of the nouns and some other words like nouns for spring. And here are some other words associated with spring. First up, we have dew. And this is when there are little drops of water on plants, usually in the morning. In the springtime, you can find dew on the grass, maybe on the flowers. There's a lot of dew. So showers. Showers are little patches of rain. So it's not a lot of rain, but there's showers. It's raining and then it goes away. And maybe there's more rain and then it goes away. The little bunches of rain. So showers are just patches of rain. Now, if the rain is really, really soft and really, really light, then that is a drizzle. Really soft rain, so gentle, you don't even need a coat because it's so small, the drops are so tiny, they just evaporate on your skin. That's a drizzle. Very pleasant, peaceful rain. But if there's a lot of rain and it's coming down really hard, then that would be pouring rain. Pouring rain. It is just pouring rain outside. And a more formal way to say this would be torrential. Torrential rain. So torrential rain is just like pouring rain. It's a lot of it. There's so much. It's powerful. It's heavy. Maybe there will be a flood. That would be the more formal way to say pouring rain. And a really common idiom for springtime is April showers bring May flowers. And this just means that when April's starting in the spring, there's a lot of rain, but this is okay because in May, there will be beautiful flowers. April showers brings May flowers. So today in Cologne, Germany, looking out my window, there are clear skies, but it's a bit chilly. There's also a slight breeze, which brings the wind chill down, so it feels like it's only 6 degrees Celsius. Now I want you to use the words that we learned today and tell me about the weather where you're from. Is it overcast? Is it cloudy? Are there flurries of snow? Is there torrential rain? Is it blistering hot? What's the weather like where you're from? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, check out the Go Natural newsletter. Like I said before, free tips every single week. It's so easy, so fast. Click on the description, click on the first link. If you'd like to continue on your English journey today, check out one of our other fun lessons. And until then, my name's Ryan, this is Go Natural English, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.